What's up, lovers of whiskey and watchers of YouTube? I'm the Malt activist, and thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. It means I'm doing something right. Also, you want to know more about the Macallan 12 Fine Oak Triple Cask Matured, don't you? Well, that's why you're here. That is why you're here. Before we begin with the video, I just want to give a big shout out to more than 3,000 people. You guys are awesome because you're all subscribers to the Malt Activist on this channel. Holy crap. I could not believe my eyes when I woke up this morning and found out that we had crossed the 3,000 sub threshold. That's a big day for everyone here at Malt Activist HQ. So thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your time, your encouragement, and everything in between. Big up and big thank you to all the members who are slowly but surely joining the channel. Thank you so much for your support, as well as my Patreon patrons. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to this community. I'm going to be producing even more videos, even better videos with even better whiskeys or worse whiskeys. I mean, who cares? As long as we get to review them. That's what I care about. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And my final disclaimer is this video is being shot on Halloween Day. So if there's anything weird that happens during the course of this video, I do not want to be held responsible for it. It's just the supernatural forces playing their jokes on me. So I can't promise anything. But you're not here to hear me rambling about ghosts and spooks on Halloween Day. You're here because you want to know more about this Macallan 12 Fine Oak Triple Cask Matured. Ooh, big shout out to Brandon from my whiskey club who loaned me this bottle. Brandon, there's only this much left. I think I'm gonna drink the whole thing. I don't know. Maybe if I like it, I'll drink the whole thing. If I don't, I will just give every little drop back. But let's see. So, what do I know about this whiskey? What do I know? Okay. Before that, I just want to say my first brush with Macallan was when I tasted a very, very, very scrumptious 10-year-old cask strength OMG. This was at someone's house more than a decade and a half ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the most scrumptious whiskey I've ever had in my life. Been trying to find that whiskey ever since. Just absolutely no way I could get a hold of it. It's so expensive in the secondhand market that I've just given up. I thought the classic cut would be a great replacement for that, but unfortunately it's not, and so I'm super disappointed because that 10-year-old cask strength Macallan just made my eyes water. I remember it was like 54 something percent, not even that high. And I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, drinking this cask strength Macallan. And then I just went on a Macallan binge and I bought a lot of Macallans. And those were the good days, right? Where I genuinely feel that Macallan with their 12-year-old sherry oak, even the 18 sherry oak, they were producing some good stuff. They were affordable. You could buy them, which was fantastic. Alas, that is not the case today because I reviewed a Macallan 18 double oak the other day. I will put the link up here somewhere. I did that the other day, and which I thought was a very decent whiskey, but again, super expensive. I think about 300 plus pounds for that whiskey. So does that mean you have to pay really, really big bucks to get good flavors out of Macallan? I suspect so. And I honestly feel where this started going down was all this travel retail nonsense. Oh man, A Night on Earth, Lumina, the classic cut, the amber, the sienna, the root, all this drama that they did for travel retail, just watering down their whiskeys, chill filtering them, just not putting good juice in the bottles, man. And that was like I think, but people are still buying it. So what do I know? Macallan is not for the stupid nerds like me, that sit down and analyze whiskeys. No, it's for the general It's for the general public who like their whiskeys, but they're not too fussed about, all the finer nuances, and they'll sit down, they'll drink it with some ice, with some water, with some soda, whatever it is, whatever floats their boat, which is absolutely fine, and I find absolutely nothing wrong with it. But then, we have a nostalgic streak about Macallan back in the day when they were truly the Rolls Royce of whiskeys, and unfortunately I don't think they are anymore. And if you do want to taste the Rolls Royce of spirits, man, you better have very, very, very deep pockets, because please, don't get me wrong, Macallan knows how to make gorgeous whiskeys, and they still do. They're absolutely amazing at their craft. However, they've decided that in order for us mere mortals to enjoy their whiskeys, and that's only because of the price that we can afford, they're going to put out some just substandard juice that doesn't cost a lot of money, which, it gets lost in travel retail or whatever it is that they're selling 800 million barrels of. Anyway, so that's a rant which I didn't want to do, but it is what it is. But all I do want to say is that I had the extreme pleasure of meeting Bob Delgarno, who was the Macallan whiskey maker at that time. This is more than 10 years ago, I think. And such an amazing, humble guy, and with the most, enviable job description in the world. Whiskey maker at Macallan, master distiller at Macallan, just doing an absolute cracking job. And he's the one, and the reason I bring him up is because he's the one that came up with the Fine Oak series. That's right, because before him, and this is in 2004, back in 2004, before he joined, Macallan was 100% matured in sherry cask. So all their whiskeys were matured in sherry cask, like the 12-year-old, like the 15, 18, 10, whatever it is. So when Bob took over the reins of the distillery, he was tasked with coming up with something new. And so he came up with Fine Oak and introduced bourbon, ex-bourbon barrels into the Macallan recipe, which everybody went, what the? You know what I'm saying? Everybody lost their minds. They said, holy shit, this is never going to work. Why are you introducing ex-bourbon into Macallan distillate? It's never been done. It's going to be a failure. But he had different ideas. And I think he did a really, really decent job of it. Are they as good as the Sherry Oak series from back in the day? I personally don't think so. Are they still decent whiskeys in their own right? Yes, of course they are. So what he did was he mixed up the formula, and I believe they're still using the same formula on these Fine Oak whiskeys. So triple cask matured. So you have ex-bourbon barrels, and then you have American oak and you have Spanish oak, both seasoned with sherry. And then a blend of these three spirits is then put together into this bottle and then bottled at a measly 40%. Why? Why is this bottled at 40%? Jesus. Why? I don't know. So anyway, so what do we know? We have three casks in play. We have ex-bourbon, we have Spanish oak, and we have American oak seasoned with sherry. This whiskey is 12 years old. It is bottled at 40%. It is no coloring added, so thank you, Macallan. But it is chill filtered, so why Macallan? Chill filtered whiskey, because for me, the mouthfeel of a spirit is so important. And I know I've tasted non-chill filtered Macallans, and it's just syrup. But unfortunately, we have chill filtration applied to this particular spirit, even though there's no color added. I have erroneously in the past said Macallan added some color to their whiskeys, to which I apologize, and I take back my comments. They're completely retracted. Macallan do not color their whiskeys, nor have they ever. It's just me being a dumbass and not doing my research, so I apologize for that. However, chill filtration and 40%, what the hell is that about? I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, so time to drink. Time to drink. There you go. That's what it looks like. Yes, I'm showing it to you because it's natural color. Otherwise, I would never have shown it to you. Natural color whiskey. Lovely nose. Look, I'm willing to forgive a lot of things like chill filtration, or even adding color, or even low ABVs if the juice is good. If the juice is good, fine, I get it. I'm not a whiskey maker, so I can never say, oh well, if it was this good at 40%, imagine how much better it's at 43% or 46%, because I will never know, and I don't even know if there's a scale to do that. So if the juice is good, you can't complain, or at least I feel that you shouldn't complain about the ABV or the color or the chill filtration, whatever it is, if the juice is good. So having said all that, if the juice is great, then okay, fine. You did what you had to do to make the juice good, and that's it. But if you do all that and the juice is not good, then what's the point? What's the point of doing all this, Anyway, so that's where I'm coming from. I feel like I'm ranting more than I'm just like having a regular conversation with you guys. So let's focus. Let's focus on the whiskey at hand. It's a nice nose, but it's a typical nose. I get hints of barley, light honey, very grainy, raisins, white and red raisins, oranges, peaches, stone fruit with a hint of aniseed. So, not a bad note, maybe just the slightest trace of something off that I just can't put my finger on it. Something's just a touch off in there. It's not entirely bad. You need someone like super finicky to be like, this is not, there's something off. So I don't know what it is. It started off as a good nose, but the longer it sits in the glass, I feel like it's not perfect. And it very well easily could have been perfect, but it's not. It's still not bad, but you want perfection. And if you don't get perfection, why? Okay, so decent nose, like I said, with just one nagging off note. So it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. All right, so I guess there's nothing left for me to do but dance. Very light mouthfeel. Thank you, chill filtration. Soft spices, lots of dry fruit in there. Hint of oak. That light honey is back. So is the vanilla. Hints of toffee, and then apple pie right at the end. So decent flavors, but not a magnificent delivery or a magnificent whiskey. Fairly run-of-the-mill, middle of the road, average, and I get it. There are people that prefer this flavor profile, which is not too complicated, not too complex. It just allows you to drink this whiskey for what it is and we have the leaf blower back. I don't know why every time we sit down that the leaf blower next door decides to come and pay me a visit. I don't know if they're spying on me, that every time I set the camera up, somebody turns up with a bloody leaf blower. Anyway, I hope you can't hear it, because this is another thing that's going to piss me off, is the leaf blower, because this whiskey. And that off note is back again at the back of my throat. There's a slight fuzziness, there's a slight bitterness in the back, which makes me think that there's a one foul cask in place somewhere that was being expertly hidden in the mix, but it's coming through for me. So I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but this is This is an okay whiskey. It's a decent whiskey. It's not an absolutely fantastic whiskey. Should you buy this whiskey? I don't know. I don't even know how much this whiskey costs. I think this whiskey costs like £100+ pounds, £150, which is very expensive for a 12-year-old whiskey, even if it's a Macallan. So, I'm not a true subscriber of that price point, to be honest. And frankly, like I said, the juice is not that great. I think it's underpowered at 40%. It has some off notes. It's a bit run-of-the-mill. It's certainly no Rolls Royce, I'll tell you that. So, damn. What do I give it? I'm going to give it a 6.5C, which is maybe just around an average whiskey. One that I would not buy. For sure, I would not buy this whiskey. I would gladly borrow this whiskey from friends to review it, but I certainly would not buy this whiskey for myself. So it is what it is, man. 40% underpowered, chill filtered, very sort of light-bodied mouthfeel. Flavors are just kind of run-of-the-mill, middle of the road. So nothing spectacular. Definitely no Rolls Royce. This irritates me more because, it's Macallan. It's supposed to have, it's the legacy. It brings legacy. It carries legacy with it. And then when you taste stuff like this, it doesn't deliver. Then you get really upset. Because if this was a 30-pound whiskey, I'd be over the moon with it. If this was a 30-pound whiskey from some Speyside distillery, I would be very happy with this whiskey. But when a whiskey costs like £100 something, comes with the Macallan brand name attached to it, in this gorgeous bottle, by the way. I love Macallan bottles. And then when you get something like this, it tends to make you upset. And so that is what I am. And now I'm even more upset because I'm sure you can hear the leaf blower now, and there's nothing I can do about it. So it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this whiskey review. I'm going to sign off now because there's nothing more that I can say that is going to make this review any better for this particular Macallan. So thank you for joining me for this whiskey review. Thank you for the 3,000 subs. Oh my god, I'm over the moon with it. Thank you to everyone who supports and encourages me. You are absolutely amazing. I love you. I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time, peace.